Disco Inferno. Indeed, Astralis danced their way to a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. Inferno goes their way. I'm your host, Machine. Got myself, Chatty B, and Janko Paunovic joining me. Nearly did it again. And I have these lovely lads to talk about their favorite video game. And indeed, Astralis continue to do what they did in Marseille. A nice dominant flex, especially towards that second half. Chad, I'm just going to throw the ball over to you. Inferno, admittedly, that CT was completely on lockdown.
Yeah, I think there was two key themes to that, though. The T side was actually where I think they did the harder work.
Okay.
They kept every round honest, right? They weren't really allowing too many clean rounds for mousesports. I think they maybe had 2 overall that entire first half. So when you're keeping the CT economy in the bin, we know it's really difficult to be able to control the map without the utility, right? I think another theme in that situation is mousesports had a couple of opportunities where they got into those post-plant scenarios and you saw the individual prowess with the pistol stand up on the CT side. When you flip over to the T side, they had their opportunities. Look at the T side pistol. They got 2 kills. They're in a 4v3, weren't able to convert. They had a gun round where I think Stico did an amazing job. Mid-wall control, didn't allow the rotation. The rest of his team could execute onto the B bomb site, but this is where mousesports have to convert, is in those post plants. They lost a 3v3 in a pivotal situation where they could have run away with the economy, unable to do so, and that's where I think this is the change in Astralis since they've added Magics as opposed to Kirby, is it more individual now. You're seeing, Glaive getting a real important 2-piece and Dupree, stepping up and getting a multi-kill, when maybe before it would have just been the cookie-cutter trades. Here it seems a little bit more individual prowess coming out from Astralis when it's needed.
Janko, I mean, that's been an observation that's kind of just started this year, where the Astralis individuals do seem more free, more limber, more able to make their own decisions.
Yeah, definitely. I think they realized last year, they were a bit predictable, even though they were playing excellent fundamental Counter-Strike, teams could start counting on what they were going to do. So they added a dose of unpredictability with some of those individual plays, and it's definitely paying off for them. In some of the crucial rounds, mousesports in the first half, and they were 4-2 up, and they could have reset Astralis. The round where Device, I think, died in his own Molotov. That was a 5v3. Yes, quickly made into a 5v4 by Dupree, but or 4v3, but still, that's where Mouse should have gotten that round, really reset them and continue having control of the economy. Instead, Astralis win that round and they start becoming a bit more comfortable and they start stringing rounds together.
There is a player from the mousesports side that I really want to put emphasis on here at Stico. Normally he's a bit like terms and conditions, right? He gets overlooked, but here he was pivotal in a couple of scenarios where he had some massive 4Ks to actually secure rounds for mousesports in the first half, and then his T-side positioning was good as well. The problem is you don't want to see him as your top fragger on the team when you have the likes of Oscar, Ro8, and Sunny, who are normally the ones doing the legwork, and they're the ones who step up in those clutch scenarios. You look at the way Oscar does it, super flashy in mid-rounds with the AWP, hitting the flicks, hitting the no-scopes.
Sure. You
got Sunny running in like Rambo, mowing everybody down, getting it done. And Ro8's the super clutch, methodical player who gets those, 2v1s, you expect him to secure them every time. Here, when mousesports were getting into those post plants, they just didn't seem to convert like normal, and that's a bit of a problem for them in this scenario.
No, absolutely. And I think it was interesting, when we do start breaking down this Astralis mousesports matchup, is that, split pistols, it's a map that you both considered that mousesports could put up a fight on, and yet it did feel like Astralis had full control. I mean, this is a team that mousesports, we expected more resistance, or were you guys, was that kind of as expected from you, Janko?
I think you would have expected more from mousesports on the T side, even if you know that it's a weakness for them, like you would still expect something, but they got nothing. They were completely shut down. And why I love Astralis is because in the one round that mousesports did win, that was a 3v3. They realized we don't even need to go for this. Let's just go for exit kills, and instead of Oscar having an AWP and them having AKs across the board, it was 2 Galilas, an AK, a UMP, and a MAC-10.
Right.
It's a huge difference, and Astralis, of course, wins that round, resets them completely, and closes it out comfortably. Some teams would have been like, oh, we have a lot of money in the bank, it's 3v3, it's doable, but they are very good at looking at the big picture, and that's why they're so dominant at the moment.
And why is this something that's not utilized more? Is it? I mean, because you were explaining it to me in the green room. I was watching and I was like, okay, this is obviously going to be a little 3v3, Duke out 1v1, and instead we watched 2 CTs who were in CT rotate all the way back around. They're killing them as the exit banana. They're watching one guy blow up on the bomb. And then, as you said, you've got some Galils and some peasant UMPs, and it's very interesting to see just how much of a punish that was in what was a winnable round.
I don't know what Janko's take on it is, but I think Counter-Strike maybe for the last 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, has all been about the clutch and the mid-round scenarios, right?
Yeah.
You have there aren't too many I guess, revolutionary executes being used, or, you know, people playing those situations and just locking out bomb sites. They trade onto sites efficiently, and from there it's the mid-round stuff. Whereas Astralis, they're playing ahead of everybody right now. They've brought back sexy Counter-Strike in terms of their executes. They're playing fundamentally sound. And then you have to look at the fact that, you know, they are playing these situations, which you said most teams would just run in and try and win the 3v3. They're thinking ahead. You know, they're not just trying to put one round on the board. They're playing the long con.
Looked like Zipnix was making a phone call there. Just
Yeah. I think the answer is very simple to your question, Alice. It's because it's not fun. It's not fun to go and save in a 3v3 and just get the exit kills right for people. They're like, oh, it's a 3v3, we can do this. You know, we still have money to fall back on.
Sure.
It's not the end of the world if we lose this round. Well, to me, what's the most fun when I was playing Counter-Strike was winning. So I don't really care about that, you know. Even if, like, you are perverse in that way, it's, like, more fun to make them suffer like that. You know, yes, you won the round, but you lost all your guns, and now you have to go into this awful buy. So for Astralis, it's really about maximizing your odds, right? Maximizing your chances, similar to how at the grand final of the major, on the 15th round at phase 1, they should have ecoed after that, because they lost all their players after they won the round. You know, it's like about knowing what the goal is and what's the best way to get to that goal.
So our next map is going to be Nuke. This was mousesports pick, so I assume the way the system works is Astralis get the choice of side. Does this paint a
They
rather...
started CT.
Yeah, so this is going to be a rather bleak picture then, I imagine, coming into this second map. I was so hopeful for our first offline professional Dust 2, but I feel like with that Inferno and with the form we're seeing from Astralis...
Well, here's the thing, right? Mousesports wouldn't have picked it unless they had something in store. They must have noticed a weakness in the way that Astralis approached their CT side to exploit those rotations, because so far, the one key element of Mousesports that's is normally successful is those post plants or those mid rounds, and we didn't see them be able to capitalize in the last matchup. Now, it's not that players weren't hitting shots. You could see when they had the CZs, when they had the Deagles, they're still hitting those shots that we expect of the star players. It's just a cleaner game from Astralis. And Nuke is one that can get very messy if we're getting, you know, down secret, you're getting the guy at Squeaky Door dropping the event, forcing those rotations. But I'm sure the contingencies and the protocols in place from Astralis are going to be looking pretty hot, because all of their maps right now, everything we've seen from them across very small sample size this tournament and from DreamHack Marseille is they're well drilled and everybody's on the same page.
Absolutely. It's going to be so intriguing for me just to see how Mousesports do react to the Astralis Nuke. Is there anything in particular that we can look out for? I mean, admittedly, you say small sample size. I don't even know how many nukes we've seen from Astralis in an offline environment.
I mean, not necessarily. They're of course going to be, you know, disciplined, regimented. They're going to have a good game plan, switch things up. You watch out for Device maybe at times going down secret immediately with the op, trying to get some kills there. But I think for Mousesports, this is one of those maps, for me at least, where they are the most drilled next to Mirage, right? So they're going to have definitely a deep playbook. They are very comfortable. They can make adjustments on the fly, which is very difficult on a map like Nuke, right? To go for those splits on the upper bomb site and combine things. So this is where they should be way more comfortable than on Inferno.
Okay, a comfortable Mousesports. Will we see Dust 2? The answer to be provided by your casters. Henry, take it away.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yes, we're right into the action here. The P250 going to be deployed by Ro8. He had a very quiet game on Inferno. We'll see if he can pull his socks up here. His Device will be the first to be challenged outside. No one connecting either shots there, and it will be Ro8 alone outside. His teammates actually ready and waiting in towards lobby. We'll see if this is the map where Mousesports can bounce back and look like that world-class side we know they can be, Harry, and look to play Dust 2. We all want it to happen, so I have to say I'm quietly supporting Mousesports just to see that third map. You know, we need to see that on LAN against two amazing teams.
Yeah, no, you know, what a kind of trial by fire for the map it would be. That would just be fantastic. Here we go, though. Chris J's opened up. I have to agree with you there, Henry. I hope we can see the resurgence. Pek's going to be able to find one on too sunny. Device, they don't know that he's here. And now Device comes slamming in from the back line at 2 big kills. That's the bomb dropped over on ramp. And suddenly, Mouse, they have to fight back for control. Now, Ro8 sneaking in. Chris J's been spotted. He's tagged up Magisk, though, before. Ooh,
oh dear.
That's an awkward...
I was about to say, great shot, they've done it. No. But no, wait, no.
Ro8. It happens to the best of us.
And unfortunately for him, young man like himself, had a poor game in Inferno. That's going to be in his head a little bit there. Then he needs to move on from it. He'll still have a chance to do something with this. We may just go low HP. You can find a nice little entry. That would be enough. But Device, great positioning. 3 kills with him. Ramp strong for Astralis and a team kill for Ro8. Might put him in a negative mindset here. Only 1 kill picked up. As here it is, Ro8. It wasn't even a headshot, to be fair. Like, it's not like he did a massive amount of damage, a little bit unlucky. Maybe just the auto shotgun. Going to give Oscar a taste of his own medicine, perhaps?
Yeah,
We'll see.
I don't know. Why not? You know, I think it was dropped over to, off the top of my head, I think it was like Dupree in the previous map when he was able to kill Oscar. And clearly, you know, since using it, they've got a bit of a taste for the auto shotgun. I think Nuke is one of the maps where it is viable.
Yeah, and the upper bomb side especially. There's no real long-range duels. If you want to stay at the upper, you obviously go through the vent to lower, and we'll see if it can cause any damage here. Get players all over the place, and he'll find multiple kills. Can he get the third? Not quite. Still competitive in this round. Device looking to find the penultimate player towards that upper bomb side. It's Chris Shea to go down. Forced by, just a note from mousesports, actually a pretty decent attempt, but unfortunately one that won't be realized as Device will finish things off. Great stuff. Auto shotgun does a lot of work in the upper bomb side. As you see, they come out of that tiny little choke point of the hut. They will be made mincemeat of. And every kill the shotgun gets, if you're not aware, I get you $900 extra cash. So it's worth it in many ways. That's why I guess in previous iterations of CS we never saw those sort of weapons being used, because it was just a standard kill reward for every single weapon. Now you actually get a reason to use the shotgun and the SMGs, for example.
It almost feels heartbreaking, right, to see Oscar be the man to die to it. But,
yeah,
you know, he's been trying to make it his own. Maybe it's time for Magis to become the new shotgun man. They're going to go down vent, and actually they've got by. The bomb's there. Looks like it might go down. It does. Just managed to dart in behind the site. Oscar just denied. Zipex saves the day just in the nick of time. Ro8 1v5. He's going to fall 3k from Zipex. He makes that look very, very easy.
Yeah, you could see he was assertive. He knows even if the bomb gets planted here, we're definitely going to win the round. He even denied it with a second to spare. And that stops a lot of cash coming towards mousesports. That pretty much guarantees them not having the AWP in the first gun round here. Round 4, Astralis once again, very similar scenes to Inferno, Harry. The fact they've got so much money, lesser weaponry, shotguns, UMPs, and so much to work with here. There's going to be an AWP on the T side, like we said, but certainly for Device, he's going to have a lot of fun, as he's so good on Nuke as well. Watch out for him towards Secret. Glaive using that smoke to watch the silo for now. Sticko might jump up there, we'll see. Just, yeah, grenade deployed outside, and Glaive was pulled back after firing some shots through the smoke there.
Yeah, they've thrown down these outside smokes. Going to start to try and get past them. Glaive. Ooh, there's a gap for Device, but this is the shot. So they do manage to get down through Secret. 3 players, actually 4 as Oscar joins in late, and that's Magis. The auto shotgun doesn't able to find anything. Dupree lacking around in the vents, gets Molotov out, things heat up for him, and Sunny does prevail. They've got down into the B bomb side, but the bomb hasn't made it out into the open just yet. Zipex still resides here, and he can still do so much damage over towards control. Bomb looks like it might even try rotating up towards the A bomb site. Chris J spotted Zipex. Sani gonna shine some light on a Glaive as he's able to pick that frag up. Just Device left, and Chris J, a couple of clean shots there towards the end. mousesports find their first round, and pretty convincingly so, but it was, I was going to say an attempt at the bonus round, but we did still see a pretty decent bit of investment around, you know, the auto shotgun, stuff like that, so Astralis not looking too great.
Yeah, they're going to be struggling here, so they will take the time out. See, Zipex got $8,300, so he can drop a weapon over. I don't think it'll be the AWP. You can see a few players struggling now. Magis can drop like maybe a FAMAS, and then there could be a couple of those dropped by Magis as well. We'll see. Coach just patting Dupree on the shoulders, maybe trying to calm him down, make sure the tilt doesn't set in. As it felt like that round really did slip out of control. Glaive will be discussing their options right now. The problem is with Nuke, you don't really have a ton of options to challenge frags. You know, it's similar to maps like Cobblestone in that respect. You can't really rush the hut and expect to get a massive 3-man spray down. Maybe get 1 kill, you could be traded out towards that side. You can stack a few extra players and challenge a bit more. We'll see which way they decide to go. Whether Device brings out his AWP is yet to be seen. It's adjusting the headsets. Soundproof, of course. Want to make sure they can't hear a single thing, even though we're up here. Doesn't really make
Yeah, we are very far away.
But
and as loud as we get, you know, it's not quite loud enough yet. But yeah, look at this buy. They've been able to scrape one together. AWP out for Device, 2 rifles, and then the auto shotgun for Dupree this time. And he's gone out over here towards the A bomb site. He was up on top of the hut, but he's jumped out to keep an eye on the smoke. Device. They've put a lot of the weight of this round on his shoulders as he holds towards outside. Ro8 keeping their attention here. Over towards radio room. They're down through Secret, but do they keep attempting to progress. They're going to back away. They leave Sunny here. mousesports, they've applied the brakes now as they've taken control outside. Device, what was that? What was that even through? Oscar's gone down. We didn't see that, but well, that is a mystery to be solved another day. Sunny, they're going to try and reclaim some ground, it looks like. As they start to aggress towards the B1 side, but Glaive is here to test them.
Yeah, there's reworked lower steps, a few more right angles to work with. Robson towards that lobby area still. Looks like they're repositioning to maybe go up the vents here and split the other side. Glaive could be ready and waiting though. We'll see which way they end up. Maybe towards lower. Clearing out the window room. Footsteps heard. 30 seconds remaining. Glaive. So good in these sort of scenarios. If you can just get one kill here, make things uncomfortable. Could be enough. Sticko out with the bomb. Down he goes. Not before he finds a quick frag though, but it's all going in favor of Astralis here. Chris J, 12 HP. Nothing you do about this one. 20 seconds remaining. I say that maybe there is a chance. Hits another. Fortunately, can't convert it to a frag just yet. Plant should come through, but he is going to be shut down from Decon. And of course, it's the shotgun to finish things off. Another AWP on the floor, but they don't really want that. Double AWP on Nuke is a very specialist setup. You'll see G2 rocket sometimes, but most teams don't really fancy it too much. 4-1, and without the bomb being planted there is one buy. It would be scrappy, though. You can see Oscar and Chris J struggling for cash. He's riding that loss bonus with about $2,000 per player. They'll take a timeout themselves. 4-1. In favour of the Danes. You're just joining us. This should be, in my opinion, the hot match of the day. We have got Fnatic G2 after this one. That'll be good as well. But just in terms of the landscape of CSGO right now, these are two very heavy hitting teams, and they're going to potentially play Dust 2 as well. That's why I'm very excited to see how this one pans out. First map was in favour of Astralis. Quite a convincing victory. Not the best looking mousesports shown today. And BT just discussing the idea with his team as to what he wants them to do in the next round. What's the play going to be? Two players could not buy. They could get 3 AKs and 2 CZs. And that's pretty much exactly what they'll do. Chris J going for the P250 instead. AKs, a bit of utility. Device back on the orbit. They want to force buy into this round, knowing that Astralis haven't got a ton of cash just yet. If they can win this one somehow, they're right back in this game. Money will be completely wrecked for Astralis, and they'll be on an eco. But if mousesports do loses, which is likely considering the buy and Device finding an opening pick, could set them up for a couple as he gets 3 kills. Device is just a maelstrom right now, hitting absolutely everything. 5-on-2, bomb down. And that should be it, Harry. He's looking for a bit more as well, and he's probably going to get it. Device on for the ace. Just Rops. He'll wait towards outside, and it doesn't get much better than this. Oh my goodness, Device. That was just beautiful Counter-Strike. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Nothing they can do about that one. And that's going to be an eco for mousesports as well.
That is such a mind-blowing outside hole. Device. Yeah, you got to love him. He's 12-1 right now. He gets that mystery shot in the round prior as well, and then the ace here this time around. My goodness, he is feeling it right now. He always loves seeing Device in good form. Only downside to this is, Henry, is it spells some disaster at least in seeing Dust 2 come out. But if the trade-off is that we get to see Device with plays like that, then maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, that was very pretty. Well, like I said, eco now for mousesports. Good smoke, nice and deep towards the hut. They won't be coming out there. Sunny does go towards outside. He's got a bit of a pesky pistol, but the spray coming in towards upper. Looks like Astralis got this one under control. As 3 kills come in. Scud right through the smoke. Chris J going to be on the other side as well. 6-1.
Yeah, just Chris J left. That's one of those, it looks like one of those like matchmaking moments where not everyone commits to the push through the smoke, and there's those few guys at the back just waiting. But you know, you understand why with just the spray going on through from Dupree and Magisk. You don't want to go running into that. And 6-1 Astralis, well, they're looking very, very good here. In a great position. Device 14-1. Just as a side note, I think that's important to keep an eye on. He is just playing out of his mind right now. Nuke is very much a map that Astralis are comfortable on, and you can see why. It's rifles across the board right now for Mouse. And it was kind of brought up on the desk. It was Chad who said it, that they must have something up their sleeve. They must have noticed something that they considered to be a weak point of this Astralis CT side. Only right now, I'm not entirely convinced. Device switching things up. He's down in secret. Missed shot from Sticko is going to be given a second chance. Backs away. He's going to go ahead and give this up. Running it back he goes. Over towards ramp. Going to join up with Zipex. Still, this utility just keeping mousesports at bay. They've slowed right down. Sunny has aggressed outside. Glaive here to keep an eye on it. Device going up into heaven. Silence falls across the map while Mowers, they try and put together a plan. How are they going to get into this round? And that's certainly not the start they wanted. Glaive got a dispatch of Sunny. Suddenly the pressure's on to the rest of the gang. Dupree, who wins this? Ro8's going to be the man to land the shot. 4 on 4.
Yeah, they've got no utility. They do pick up another smoke, though. Device, with a real chance to hit that shot, certainly delivers. 4 on 3 now, and Mages finds the bomb. This one looks like it's falling apart for mousesports once again. Ro8's in a decent position, probably gets the kill on Mages. Oh my goodness, he swings round. And that will be the round confirmed now for Astralis. They're looking so good right now. No one can get near them. The state of CSGO suggests they are the #1 team in the world right now, and this particular game certainly making a very strong case for that to be the truth. 16-1 for Device. He's died 1 time, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, Henry, you brought this up as well. I think we both did over in the first map. Oscar not really, kind of not feeling too confident in him in spite of like a reasonably good showing up on the scoreboard. He's 0-8 right now. That is, he's actually surpassed, that James Bond scoreline.
Yeah, Ro8's 1-7 as well. He did see that team kill. The poor performance in Inferno might get stuck in his head. I'm not saying the team kill was that impactful, but certainly wasn't the best way to get into the map, and neither's that. Oscar just can't catch a break. 0-9 now. Glaive, perfect grenades, and you can see there it is on your scoreboards. Dupree, well, add insult to injury. Christian just sneaks out the hub for almost nothing. Teammates not with him. Partial buy for them. And this is getting out of hand now.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is this just feels wrong. Almost seeing just Astralis school mousesports this hard. I mean, no. Glaive missed that shot. Device going to be here to help out, and he's been tagged. Ro8's going to be able to finish off Glaive with that scout. They're in with a shot in this round. They made it a 3 on a 4. They know that Device is here, and Ro8's shaky start to this map. Ooh, Device, maybe a bit too much of a bloodlust. Almost finds his teammate in the form of Magisk there. They're outside. There's 45 seconds left. No utility for Mouse. They're going to struggle to get across. They have to find this frag onto Device, and even then, you have Magisk lying in wait. Ro8's going to take the peek. He's able to win that fight out versus Device. Keeps going forward. The scout's doing damage. Oh my goodness, Ro8's 3 massive kills. And suddenly Dupree on his own inside of A has to try and bide some time. Rotation comes through from Zipex. He mops up 2. Damage done on a sneaker. Who's going to win this? Zipex gets it done. The hat trick from him at the very end. And Astralis, they're going to go up 8-1. Try as Ro8's might. He'll get smited down by Zipex from the heavens.
You can see them wincing there. That was a little bit too close for comfort. Oscar, 0-9. And I mentioned in Inferno, his form this tournament, the last few tournaments actually, hasn't been that exceptional godlike kind of AWP, and he might be out of this game completely. 0-9. He brings up the AWP again. Round 10, and Sticko boosting himself up towards Silo. Plenty of money even after that difficult round in the previous one. Zipex still does the clutch though. Not really much of a clutch, but you know what I mean. 1 versus 1. Oscar looking to post his first kill in round number 10. I didn't think I'd be saying that in this series. As you can see, not ideal.
I mean, it's heartbreaking to see right now, as everyone's kind of been saying, that they are the, one of the teams that are kind of challenging Astralis perhaps for that consistency levels at least. One of the teams that certainly could, but Oscar falling flat here. That's such a pivotal moment. That is really not what you want to see. And now they've put a lot of weight onto him into this round, giving him that 1 AWP. Device holding secret. Here's Sunny here, making some noise. Device gonna win that fight. He's been in such good form today. You try to shoulder peek the beast, and well, it'll bite you. Now, man advantage up in favor of Astralis. Dupree still holding a close angle. Timing might get the better of him. Ooh, Sneaker gonna find that as he goes up the ladder. He goes down. Chris J chiming in with one more. Man advantage up in favor of Mouse. The bomb gonna go down. Zipex not in a position to deny this. This could be a mousesports round, the first in quite some time. They've dropped Glaive. Now it's Device and Zipex left alive. They're gonna have to fall back, gonna have to save Mouse. They will be onto their second round.
Absolutely so. Well, there it is. Device certainly going to leave his mark on the round, though. Great stuff to get that opening pick. That was Sunny, caught it secret, but fighting back. Sticko, great work to get 2 kills. Finishing level through the smoke. Device can save his AWP and Zipex with the AK. You can see they've got tons of money, but mousesports at least getting on the board now. Oscar still going to be rocking that slay up. Device to save the AWP. Zipex all the way in T-spawn. Oh, CD spawn, I think. And fist bumps come through. Sticko. Anyone really posting any sort of numbers right now? You can see him 7 at the very top. Sunny 3 and 9, another big name for the mousesports unit, and those names are starting delivering. Robs, Sunny, and Oscar. Those are the ones you want posting the frags. And between them, they've got 7 right now.
You know, you kind of imagine that the real problem is right now Oscar being the man with the AWP right now for mousesports, 0 and 9. Then you look over at Device. You know, his form right now has been impeccable, and there's no one there ready to step up and challenge him. Now, Chris J's found an opener, but it's instantly returned by Dupree. Anything they find, Astralis is so quick to just latch on and take that advantage away from them.
But still, 4 on 4. Counter-Strike technically favors the terrorists. I'm not sure that would necessarily ring true on Nuke, but Robs towards Ramprum. Zipex only good for 1. Nice trades coming in, and Device misses a shot finally. They'll have to fall back at this point, and they have got Ramprum, a very important part of the map. Portal to either bomb site causes rotations from the CTs. Dupree will be down towards lower already, opens up the door. Smoke will be deployed, taking vision away. Now concentrates towards the window. Still a minute to work with here as Dupree now will be challenged. Did spot 1, but out of position to do anything about it.
Oh, he's just denied the bomb plant. He's bought more time. Rob's tagged up. Device in the vents. Glaive going to come down to join him. The bomb will go down for Mouse. At least that's what it looks like. Rob's still just sitting on it, waiting for the smoke to come through. Device. Almost in a spot to deny it. The Molotov going to go out and find Robs, and now it is just Oscar and Stiko. Stiko top of the board. Oscar still yet to post the frag. Now would be the time to see that Bloodlust make a return, but he falls to Device. 2nd kill for him in the round. Stiko, not long for this world. There's Dupree, 9-2.
And the reset, but it won't be completely disastrous. You can see Oscar and Chris J can afford. The rest of them, though, they'll either be SMG or pistol. 9-2 down. Timeout called, and rightly so. Oh my goodness, Oscar, I know we're banging on about it, but 0-10, the star player in the conversation for world's best AWP, just not turning up at all here. Inferno was quiet for him. Just can't catch a break. It seemed like he had that angle locked down from window as well. I thought, wow, okay, this looks like a guaranteed frag. Device is too fast today, though, unfortunately for him. So the timeout called by mousesports, and they go all in now. It'll be a weak buy, 2 rifles. Probably lose it and have an eco after that. But they take another partial buy and try and post like 5 rounds. That would still be enough. Like 10-5, not the end of the world.
But you got to feel, I mean, if you're Oscar right now, you know, you've got to start, you know, there's got to be that point where you kind of start to really doubt yourself, right? And that's kind of showing in how he's playing, perhaps. He's lacking a lot of that confidence, that explosiveness that we're so used to seeing from him.
He's a very emotional player, right? So he's been known in the past, and that's originally why he was removed from the mousesports machine. Right? He was actually benched around a year ago and brought back into the lineup once he found his confidence again. He really wasn't fitting in too well, couldn't get these big performances we know and love from him, and this is a glimmer of that again. He will have the AWP once more. They're putting a lot of pressure on him, buying the AWP constantly. Obviously, it might be his suggestion, we obviously don't know, but it's still pressure on a player who hasn't found a single frag in round number 12 to take the most expensive weapon and see if he can open things up. So they have gone for the full investment. AK-47, MAC-10, AWP, and the AWP on the T side of Nuke is very difficult to use. Not like it's loads of openings and great picks to be found. You go towards outside against one of the best looking devices we've seen in a long time in terms of the shot he's hitting right now, the form he's showing. They'll go towards upper, and luckily they've got Magisk in bad timing, but he has recovered. Can he get the double? Cannot. Good trades coming in. They've actually got the upper bomb site here. Another missed shot from Oscar, and it's going to mean not quite the double frag. Bomb won't be planted, though. 3 on 2. Oscar still alive and kicking. Chris J decides to book it down towards the lower bomb site. Plant comes in behind the silo. 40 seconds remaining, but that's now removed. Here we go. Oscar off the mark. Takes down Dupree. A real desperate round for mousesports. They need this.
Still, he's got one now. He's got that lust for blood, Oscar. Can he find anything more? Zepex here just keeping their attention, and Oscar looking the wrong way. Zepex finds them both, and just like that, Astralis in with a 10th round. Mouse get completely and utterly shut down in the retake. It was looking good early on, but Chris Che getting tagged up in the fight. Oscar, he's able to find one kill, and that is going to be it for him. A misread, I think, on where Zepex was. Great stuff from him, though. The confidence there to take that peek. Henry, it's not, you know, the odds aren't looking fantastic to see Dust right now.
No, yeah, I think you might be right there. They get the bomb down. They can take another partial buy. Luckily, it's not a full eco. These rounds are always possible. These are always seemingly the ones that come to life. That's CZ. Not a big fan of it myself, but you got to use what's available to you. Round number 13. This really isn't living up to the game. I thought it would be. More testament to how good Astralis are right now, if I'm honest. Not many teams can touch them. Champions over in Marseille, and an outside execution. Glaive waiting to hear the footsteps. Ro8's behind dupreeh. Here we go. Like I said, these are the rounds that always seem to be a little bit worrying. Zepex does get dinged in the process, but does find the kill. They'll go towards lower. 4 on 4 now. You can hear them coming. Careful, Zepex. And they'll head towards lower. They are ready on the lower bomb side, though. As you can see, Glaive, once again, great position. Does some damage, but can't quite connect the shot just yet. Needs to try and stay alive here. Ducking and weaving, trying to avoid the bullets. And more damage being inflicted towards Astralis, but it looks like the round might be done. Maybe this kill comes in favor of Sticko, but not even that. 11-2. Both these final rounds have to go in favor of mousesports, Harry. This really isn't the exciting game we built it to be. 1-12 for Oscar.
Yeah, 1-12, but then, you know, you look over at Astralis, 21-2 for Device.
Summarizes it all right there. Screenshot that. Device 21-2, Oscar 1-12. The disparity in that score is something to behold. Good lord. So, UMP, Galil, they just have to buy out now. They can't afford to give another one up with an eco. Round 14. I call this a hot match of the day. It's actually looking quite lukewarm, if I'm honest. This could fall apart again. Ro8's taken down. Glaive is the one to find the kill. They'll just commit towards upper, and this is 1 by 1. This is disastrous. Looking very amateur for our mousesports. They look so out of this game. It's unbelievable. That's not even worth dissecting. One player to rush outside, wrecked by Glaive. They're like, well, we might as well just go for it. 1 by 1 out the hut. No utility used, no execution. Out of the tightest choke point on the map, and yeah, that's going to be 13-2. They'll have barely any money here.
This is one of the saddest sights you're going to see in a long time if you're a mousesports fan. They look so deflated, Henry. This is not the mousesports that we were bigging up. This isn't the mousesports we're used to seeing either. It is just 2 Galils and pistols scattered amongst the rest. It's Oscar and Sticko to don them for Mouse. Glaive's got aggressive outside. Why not? He has support from dupreeh. He's going to duck back into the A-bomb. So Oscar, not going to try and open up. Glaive's the unknown factor. He's holding close. He peeks on out. No one's keeping an eye on this position. Glaive, a second kill. Finally traded out by Sticko. There's still so much damage done. Ro8's with that CZ. He's been good with it, but Device, 23-2 now. He has just been the judge, jury, and executioner outside. He's going to keep it going. Finally, Oscar actually going to be able to step up to the mark and answers back with something. And a second as well. Not really the round where you want to see him make a resurgence. You would have hoped it came in earlier, but he's good for 2. And now it leaves it on a Zepex to try and clutch this out. Astralis, they've looked picture perfect throughout this first half.
But look who it is on the other side. Zepex in a 2-on-1. Considered one of the absolute best clutches within CSGO. They haven't really got massive amounts of weaponry. CZ for Ro8's. Oscar on the glove. They decide to go lower here. He's absolutely done him in, but it looks like they'll plant towards upper. Knowing he plays ramp, that's the right call. If they get the bomb down and upper, it should be round over. Which they will. Okay. So far, so good. Zepex got an absolute mountain to climb now. I have to try and be quiet, so he'll probably start running around that point. Oh my goodness, he really is gonna try and be stealthy here. Bomb getting to halfway point, he's just have to touch it. Drop an incendiary. See if we can bait one of them out. Come out on top in the 1v1. Here we go. Towards the nest, and I'll have to drop down. Incendiary before I don't think he's got much of a chance here. Unfortunately not. Oscar will take The last round, absolute whitewash though, 12-3 in favor of Astralis, but it is on the CT side, and there's every chance to suggest that mousesports can turn this around if they win the pistol in the second. We'll take a quick break to not go anywhere, and we'll see if this one goes any deeper.
An absolutely monstrous half here from Astralis. Device has looked decisive. Everyone is showing up in spades. And then you look over at Mouse. They look dejected. They look worried, but we're heading into the second half, into their CT side, Henry. Can they dig deep and blaze a trail to the comeback here on Nuke? The path is a long one, and it's paved with misery, but they might be able to get it done.
Device, 23-3. He died 3 times. He got 131 ADR. That's unbelievably good. His rival, Oscar, just couldn't turn up. But, as I said, or maybe hinted towards at the end of the first half, Nuke CT side is one of the most overpowered things we have in the game right now. Similar to...
Up there with the CZ?
Possibly. You never know. But if mousesports can win the pistol, this one isn't over. Trust me. It might look grim. And sure, they had a rough half. But they're good enough to get it together here. Start stringing some rounds together. Oscar tagged up. But they do need to win this pistol. I can't stress that enough. Lose a pistol, maybe I'll stop my romantic storyline. But I still think this is possible.
While Ro8 is about to get tested, he goes ahead and gives up ramp. The importance of this round can't even be put into words for Mouse. Currently 1 map down in this best-of-3 series. They want to try and secure their spot in the playoffs. And now, Sunny, he's able to open up with a frag on the Device. Of course, the star player for Astralis from that first half. A man down, they're going to turn their attention back towards the B-bomb site. Ro8 is here, he's tucked away. They check him, he's only good for 1. Stico going to try and help out. They've got a healthy 2-man advantage, but oh no, Zipex. He's not going to let up. The bomb on his back. Magis trying to clear out the vents. Turns his attention back towards the ramp room where Chris J and Stico are applying the pressure. They've dropped the bomb. Stico finishes things off, and Mouse, they've won the pistol, Henry. It's the first step in a very, very lengthy process for the comeback, but it's a step in the right direction, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they needed. They've got that, and presumably with the force buy from Astralis here on the T side, no bomb going down. going to round number 17, the auto shotgun's out. Maybe a chance for Oscar to get back into this game. Got a bit of a buffer now. Albeit a small one. See the scout come out. For masses, not a single M4, just a note. CZ and the device scout has been unbelievably good as of late. He spots one towards upper. mousesports lose this round. Oof, that could be the game. They need the clean 3-0. Device patiently works outside. See whether it will yield any sort of success, as Chris J will be waiting with the same weapon towards the lockers here. Device gets hit, Chris J doesn't. He'll fall back.
Ooh, Device is going to go back. And the second time around, he is pretty ruthless in his revenge versus Chris J.
Yeah, they know that means outside's clear now. They just had Chris J watching it. They just sent one player down towards Secret before the rotations really can come through. And now maybe back towards ramp. At least there'll only be one player. If you get a kill outside, you can always guarantee ramp will just have one player. Glaive getting behind them. That's what I'm talking about. So Rob's alone now, but taken down. Glaive's in such an ideal spot. Even catches it. Oscar pretty much AFK there. Knife out, has no idea. He's trying to rotate down towards lower. Gets more than he bargained for. And now Glaive can watch the vents with a shotgun. That's pretty ideal. Oh my god, what?
Okay, they're back in with a shot. Steeko and Sunny, 2 on 2. Dupree and Magic's left to find. Bomb planted and ticking down. They're on the clock. Steeko's tagged up. They know where Magisk is, but they haven't spotted Dupree. He now peeks out and he's going to drop Steeko. Sunny mid-air, flicks around. He's done the damage. And 1v2, 7 HP. Time ticking against him. He has to find the kill. It doesn't like it's going to come in. Dupree just toying with him. And Magisk tucked away in the back of the bomb site. It's all said and done. Astralis, they've stolen around back.
Oh, it gets away. Mages will as well. The scout headshot from Device, even after losing the initial duel there, you can see Zonic very thankful to have him on his team right now. 13-4, money in the bin, $1,400 per player on mousesports. Do they force buy here? They do. No questions asked. As they'll go with Deagle's Scouts and Astralis. No, this round will still be difficult. They can win this one though, that should be it. Up against Deagle's UMP. Shooting out the windows at the start. They are the new look windows on this version of Nuke. We don't get to see this map too often, even in high-level games, so it's good to just kind of give you a clear understanding of the recent changes a few months ago. Device and that scout once again looking for Chris J. And my god, Oscar, you just been deleted. Get him out of here. This is an early 5-on-4.
What can you even do when Device is just performing like this? I think this is one of the best performances we've seen from him in so long.
That was sick, how fast that was. So precise as well, just snapped onto his head. He was like, you could see him was looking every single position for anyone to peek, and then as soon as they did, you got no chance.
Well, they've grabbed the man advantage now. They are very much in the driving seat in this game and in this series. You know, 1-0 up right now. Inferno was a closer affair by comparison. And of course, Nuke being the map picker, Mouse, we were expecting this to be, you know, kind of a much more formidable showing. Now, they're still in with a shot. You know, it's not all said and done just yet. But mousesports already being a man down. Now Astralis going to go with the execute, and Sunny, he has to have the performance of a lifetime. He's managed one. Actually, it's Chris J to find it. Dancing around, Chris J is going to fall. It's Ro8 and Steeko.
Not great positions though, are they? Ro8 in the hut, Steeko stuck in the vent, bomb will be planted, and there's almost no chance here. They might be better off to saving the UMPs. Oh my goodness, the grenade, that's really far from ideal. Ro8 will be towards Squeaky Door now. Zipex is gunning from the frag. Open the Squeaky Door, but he lives up to his name. It makes noise, and now they know exactly where Ro8 is. This round is done, I'm afraid, Harry. Just save the UMPs at this point. 14-4. Vice, oh my god, how does he even have the audacity to go for that one? Goes for the CZ kill, takes him down, and it's going to leave Ro8 with the opportunity to save a UMP. I don't think Dust 2 will be happening today, unfortunately. We really were driving that one home. And Ro8 to try and get an exit frag, which he will. He'll be able to get both. He actually does. So that's $1,200 at least, can drop the UMP and an M4 they're going to have to buy here, really. They can't allow it to go to 15-4, not really a thing. So Rob's will drop the UMP, I'd imagine, and purchase an M4 for himself. There's the M4. Actually gives that to Sunny. You see Sunny 6 and 15, Oscar's 4 and 16. These key names just really haven't turned up, and you can say, oh, you can't read too much into stats, but those are your 2-star players doing absolutely nothing here on Nuke. Round number 19. And Glaive looking to get out nice and quickly towards that squeaky door. Pre-firing the main entrance. He does take a bit of damage at the very start. Looking for series points. Astralis. Feels like this map's already the lock-in. It's just a formality at this point. As we'll find ourselves at the 1:30 mark. Very standard procedure from Astralis. Using the green utility at the very start to push the CTs back, find any aggressive players towards outside. Actually, no one there at all. Sunny will now rotate towards the garage area of the M4. Dupree very patient, seeing if anyone will step out of line.
Well, now they line up this barrage utility. When you look at it, they haven't had to expend anything yet, and they've already found so much damage out on Oscar. You know, the romantic in me, Henry's just waiting for this moment where Oscar just digs deep and you know, starts to show up, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. They've snuck by outside. No one from mousesports here to keep an eye on it. There's Sunny in with one. And actually, that's a pretty big kill to find. There's Oscar in the backline. He's got the bomb, but he's going to fall. So doesn't actually transpire to anything as they've gone back and cleared him out now. 35 seconds. Sunny on with a second. Ro8 has got aggressive. He hears them rotating away towards outside.
It's the best chance they've had.
Sunny's been decimating them on the cross. Magis tries to make it across with the bomb. Zipex here as well. They've only got 20 seconds. They have to gun it in towards this B bomb site. The Molotov holds them back. Henry, I'm not even sure there's time for them to go for this. They're going to have to reroute back. 10 seconds, yeah. They might just have to save 3 players. What an awkward round this is.
Yeah, looks like Sunny's done enough. It always seems to be the case, but Device, not before he gets a little knife frag here. He's hoping to catch him. There it is. At least gives himself a lot of money. So at least won't get 0 from this one. He gets 1,500, which isn't too bad. Yeah, but Sunny keeps the dream alive. And find himself a 14-5. It's never that easy. But like I said, CT side and Nuke still could fall apart for Astralis. We'll see. They've built himself a bit of a lifeline there. Sunny finally showing us what he's made of. 8-15. And he gets 2 frags there. Round 20. Scout again for Device. Dupree will be on the Deagle. Trying to reset them once again. As they go, gets himself on top of the high here. Very standard round. Smokes towards outside. Players is trying to push them back. They can be rest assured the AWP won't be out for the CT side just yet. They have to win a few more rounds in a row to get that going. No shotguns this time. Outside looking pretty clear, but there is Sunny, who was the player doing most of the damage in the previous rounds. Just outside the garage there.
Well, flash going to come through. Device still has this scout, and he's not one to be toyed with, especially not today. He's woken up and decided that Astralis want to make it through to that stage. They're going to try and press the issue outside. It looks like Device and Glaive leading the charge. There is one man here. That's going to be Sunny. Oscar down in the hut as well. Sunny spots them attempting to boost up on top of Red. Flash is there. 3 players outside. Magis gets painted up with damage over here towards the ramp. Sunny, he looked good outside last round, but this time he won't see the light of day. Sunny fallen. Chris J tags up one with the scout. Getting blocked in, no players round from ramp, and Zipex going to finish him this round. They're looking very, very dangerous now for Mouse. They have to win it. Zipex up in the heavens, but this man is no angel. As Astralis 20 seconds on the clock, they have to make their mind up. Bombs outside, it's going to try wrapping down here towards the B-bomb site.
15 seconds, and Ro8 could shut it all down, but Zipex one step ahead of the curve. Bomb should be planted at this point. If somehow they can deny it, I don't think that's even possible. They might have a chance. 3 on 2. Kits available. Oscar on the AK-47s. Who kills this? His name in this particular one. Him coming from the vent here. Still got to shoot that out. That's a massive problem. It will make noise, and Dupree has got the flank covered. Still with a man advantage. The retake begins.
Oscar's keeping an eye on it, but Dupree's won the fight, and now it's Deco 1 versus 2. Taps on the bomb. They both go peeking into it. There's very little time left. He has to try and find these kills. He pushes up the way of Magis, but Magis going to win it out. 15-5. Astralis going to arrive at map and series point, as they managed to do it on the back of that force by Henry. They're on the finish line now, and mousesports, they've had their economy just shattered before their very eyes. It's going to be a very, very broken force here to try and keep them in this one. Absolutely so. Nova, Scouts, Deagles, Robs with the only rifle, one flashbang to keep them alive here. Nuke is such a utility-based map as well, trying to hold them off towards the heart of the ramp, deploy the smokes, and you can see them just rushing outside. They know there's not really much to stop them from finding kills, and Chris J doesn't even get a chance to do much with it. He did tag Mages towards the lobby, but as he fell back completely blind, Oscar's now stuck in that main entrance. Everyone knows he plays the corner with the shotgun. Just trying to sneak back in down towards lower. If he holds events, it's possible he finds a kill, but Dupree's already down there, and indeed, it's Device to back him up. Looks like we're finding ourselves coming to a victory for Astralis, and that should be it. 5-on-2, Sticker and Robs, nothing they can do with this one. Dust 2 won't be happening just yet, and it's just Robs to try and do whatever he can. Pad stats, I would say, at this point. Get a couple more. It's been a very disappointing game overall for mousesports, and worrying for them after looking so great on the tail of 2017, and then even better at the start of this year. Some of their key players have dropped off in form, and no one really showed up to this series whatsoever. But I have to say, Astralis looking better than ever. Device especially, my God, that performance from him in the first half, you can't touch that. Oscar got 1 kill, and Device had 21. It was pretty unbelievable. 23, in fact, I think, after the first half. Yeah, there's Astralis winning this out, 16-5. They looked utterly fantastic. Device was in form. Everyone showed up. And they're going to close this out convincingly. 2-0, Henry. What a performance from them. But we're going to have to throw this one over to the desk as they now try to break that one down. Fisticuffs here in Sydney. Spectacular work from Astralis. They do so efficiently. Such a effective dispatch of a team that have been oh so exciting this year. We've seen their rise to power, and mousesports, just as the throne was within their grasp, the Danes found form like no other. Astralis continuing to flex that here on Nuke. Gentlemen, I mean, we have to just kind of start echoing some of the thoughts, especially from Henry towards the end there. That first half was such a masterclass from Device. Just watching him locked down outside, doesn't matter what they're throwing at him, what they're looking at, he is there and he is present and he's fragging. Well, they started to feed him, you know, towards a point where he obviously had that ace, you know, but at the point where you're running through smokes to try and take that jewel, it's like if you're an AWPer, that's kind of what you want, right? You have the advantages, they're coming out. But for me, mousesports T-side was very flat. You could see what they went for early. They actually wanted to do the smoke wall and take secret control. Most people tend to fake off that in the first portions and get just one player down there lingering, but they went straight into it. Sticker got the opening kill, and it looked like, okay, now we're going to toy with this. They tried to do the exact same strat in the following round, but one smoke grenade from Astralis completely locked them out from taking under control, and then they just got picked off one at a time, allowed Astralis to rotate in, and that's the game plan on the first half, and mousesports completely in the bin. From that point, they didn't know what to do. And Yanko, what's your take on this? Not only Device's performance, but just how dominated mousesports looked there.
I think it was very disappointing from them, you know, winning 4 T rounds over the course of 2 maps. And one of the strengths of mousesports that we attribute to them is actually having very strong T sides, and no matter what, being able to rack up some rounds. And here there was a lack of innovation, really. You could see at times how reliant they are on Oscar getting a kill or Sunny getting an entry kill in one of those early phases of the round, and Oscar was nowhere to be found. For a good part of that first half, he had 5 ADR. That's like, you know, just blowing air at them, basically. What was it? 10 rounds in and he had 0 kills. He was 0-9, 10 rounds in. Which 0-9, I think we saw. Not fantastic. 0-10. And then you even look at Rops, for example, right? You look, okay, so he had like a decent portion of kills, but if you actually look at his kills, they're either just like in a mid-round when it didn't really matter type frags, or when he was trying to save onto a gun, right? You saw those 2 UMP kills towards the end of this second half. Well, which makes sense because, you know, Oscar and Sunny are those who create space, and then Rops finishes rounds, really, to an extent. So I don't know. I think it was, you know, very flaccid from mousesports. You really would expect a lot more in terms of, okay, our individuals maybe aren't on point, but let's try and switch things up tactically. I agree that after, you know, a certain point in the game, Astralis just has so much confidence that really even that doesn't help because they're just feeling it, making plays. There was a 2v3 that they won where Zipex got, 3 kills. He was left in a 1v1 with Stiko, and Zipex just kept re-peeking him from heaven. Stiko was close to T-Vents, right? That's not something you would see him ordinarily do. It was a good call at that point, but it was also a very aggressive call.
We just have to take this, or I feel that the mistake here is in the veto from mousesports, right? When they have a map choice and you're picking into, I guess, a top 3 map for Astralis of Nuke, and one where you don't necessarily thrive on, because let's look at what mousesports do well. They don't have any crazy revolutionary strategies. They have really skilled individual players who do fantastic in the mid rounds, and they're real good at trading early. So if you T-side, you trade onto bomb sites, and then you play the post plant better because Oscar can get 3 sick flicks, or Ro8 is going to step up and have one of his clutches. You can't really do that on a map like Nuke or a map like Inferno on the T side where you do rely on more so executes and rotations to get you into rounds.
Right.
If they went for like a cage pick, which obviously we know that they don't play.
Or don't consider to be better, but one of their better
the
maps.
last 2 times that they've played it, they've been absolutely god tier on it, right? And it's a brawly map. It allows your players to actually get into the game.
Isn't there an asterisk next to Cash, which was that LMBT actually was like leading them through that success they had over in Marseille because of the difference in coaching rules? I guess that probably would make me more uncomfortable going into unknown territory without that voice behind me.
But it wasn't that way when they played Astralis back at E-League.
Okay.
Right,
yeah,
the major, right? So it's just the sense of something which they can actually get your players going, right? You can get them into the game. I guess it's just a strange thing because Oscar, we talk about, on maps like Cobble, he can't get stuck in. They rely on other players. Now that Cobble's out of the pool, you've got Nuke, which is one hard play to get your Ts going, and the same thing going for Inferno. It's not that easy.
No, it's not easy. But what is easy is selecting the play faster moment. I'm sure you know what's coming. We can take a look at it. It's provided to you by Vodafone. Let's see if we can summon it. Hashtag play faster. And indeed, the likely candidate for this one was Stiko, actually. I was expecting to see a different name there, but you get to see just how spectacular this round was. A very quick 3, and in fact finding the 4 towards the end there.
And it's good that he was on point. He's normally a player who, like I said before, he gets overlooked, but he is the support player of the squad. Hitting these shots, he was one of the reasons they got so many rounds. Well, it was only 8, but the reason they had a chance, in that Inferno game in the first half.
Some resistance. I mean, otherwise it would have been a rather, if we started in that with the second half of Inferno, it would have been a very different story. Dominant CT side on both maps from them. And just to quickly, because I have the stats in front of me, what's so interesting about just how well Device played, not only his ADR, 120 at the end of Nuke, but in opening duels. He was involved in 8 opening kills and deaths, and he had 7 kills, just the 1 death. So that shows just, imagine with the AWP as well, just closing out those outside frags, but operating at a disadvantage very early on, Yanko. It was an impressive feat.
Yeah, absolutely. And he also had very few deaths, so that's just another testament to Device and always playing safe, not really being overly aggressive, even when he chases people with a CZ. And
I just want to the final question, I know that we should be taking a break because I want to have ample time to talk about G2 Fnatic, but Oscar's performance here and Oscar's performance at this tournament, you've always been a real advocate for Oscar and his AWPing and Oscar as a player. Is this just going to be one that we just write off and hope to see more from mousesports in that lower bracket?
Well, it's been 2 tournaments in a row now that he's had very poor performance for his standards, and if Sunny is going to have a poor tournament as well, mousesports are going to struggle to make it into the playoffs, let alone something more. So definitely needs to step up if they're going to have a chance in this tough Group B.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for the game that has thrown mousesports into. Mousesports versus NRG.
No.
No?
Mousesports versus MVP.
The graph. Okay, they flop. They swap. Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would play the same team twice. If Boot won, then they would face mousesports again.
Okay. Well, when you do 900 different formats in the same month, it is going to get confusing. Okay, so the brackets do swap, so I can't get excited about that one. But NRG versus mousesports would have been fun. Instead, you get MVP, which should keep mousesports comfortable.
You might still get it just one game after.
One stage after. This one, though, is going to be big. G2 versus Fnatic is coming up after the break. Why don't you stay tuned?